Yo.
Tom, how are you? You're looking a bit more now.
Yeah, I'm definitely a bit warmer now. It was a bit too chilly in the cold store to talk to you. But also, I was also going to let you guys have all the fun. So I've cooked turkey crown as well, just to have a little.
Ah,
So I thought, well,
wow.
you guys are having fun. I thought I'd cook one as well and see. Yeah, seems a good reason to one or two.
Beautiful, beautiful. And how long did that one take to cook? How long was that in the oven for?
That was about hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. So
Okay.
and that's an extra large crown as well. So yeah, it was not too long. I got it on a real high temperature though to try and rustle it on through. But
Nice, nice.
I don't know if you come across. Have you come across these guys? These what? Meters?
Yes. Oh, yep, yep,
They're
yep.
amazing.
Yes, I've seen those. They're really good. They're Bluetooth, and you get a little app on your phone, and it connects in, so you can put it in the barbecue out the back, and then go sit on the couch and wait for it to go beep beep beep, and your turkey's ready.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, they're awesome. I just I found them last year. I swear by it. Like you can had this cooking at home. When I was down on the farm, so I was able to check in what temperature it's doing, and then rustle back when I got it back inside.
Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so everybody that's watching, this is the afterburn. So, and we have Tom of Copa's Turkeys here. So, for those that didn't watch the show earlier, then tell us a little bit about yourself, Tom, and Copa's Turkeys as well.
Yeah, so I'm Tom Copas from Copas Turkeys. I'm third generation farmer and second generation turkey farmer. So Dad started the business when he was 16, decided to leave school, and Grandpa bought him 153 turkeys to keep him busy. Ever since then, we've been producing turkeys the traditional way. So slow grow the turkeys to full maturity.
Yeah.
Give them maximum flavour, but also means they're going to be self-basting because of the age. And then we process them the traditional way as well, which is to dry pluck them, so we can dry age them the same way you dry age your beef. We dry age our turkeys, and so that's what. And then we package them up, prep them up, send them out for Christmas. So
Okay. Nice, nice, nice. So, where's your farm then? You're in the UK somewhere,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah, based in Cookham in Berkshire. So we're just right on the cusp of London. Really, it's amazing that we are a turkey farm in the location we're in, but we're very lucky and been around. The family's been around in the village for about 350 years, so we haven't gone very far. But
Okay.
we're nice and very well located, close to London, supplying butchers all over the UK into London, as well as sending turkeys at home delivery and even collection from the farm as well.
Okay. Okay. And so, tell us a little about life as a turkey farmer. How does your year pan out, and then which is the busy part of the year for you?
Yeah, so the busy part, this is the busiest part. We're now basically, as a farmer, we're in our harvest. So we're preparing all our turkeys ready for Christmas. So we're in the middle of plucking the turkeys. We're then going to dry age them for 14 days before we then prep them, dress them, and send them out for Christmas.
Okay.
But once we've got all that done, so we get Christmas done, we got Christmas done, but then come January, we've got to then forecast for the following year, what turkey's going to need, speak to our butchers, look at how we did at Christmas and try and look ahead. We order those in February. Then we have to prepare the sheds and all the ranges and everything for the turkeys, get them all looking nice and spick and span. And because we get the turkeys day-old poult, so they're only tiny little chicks, so we have to have them under brooders and heat lamps to keep them nice and warm and safe.
So it's a different person that grows the little chicks then. How do chicks come about?
How did chicks come about? So there's other guys who are hatcheries.
My
Bird of the bees, Hillary. I'm sure you must know this by now.
mum was watching earlier. I'll ask her.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So we go to a range of different hatcheries, so we can get a variety of different breeds of turkey. So and the whole breeding turkeys or any sort of breeding is a whole massive other production process, because what you have like your parent stock, which is producing this year's chicks, but then you've got to have grandparent stocks and pure lines, and there's a lot more that goes into it. So we're at the lucky end of it, unfortunately. But from my It means I can then pick and choose the breeds I want, which I prefer, and we've got more flexibility to go where we want with different breeds.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I grew up on a farm till I was about 10 years old, so I remember it was called animal husbandry. Is that what it's called over here?
Yeah, animal husbandry. Yeah. It's a kind of day-to-day looking after the turkeys and all of that.
And so then the chicks, they arrive on your farm and they're already hatched. I presume then you keep them nice and warm for a few weeks or something in a nice shed, till they're sort of old enough to grow up and wander around the fields, or how does how does their season work? How does their sort of lifetime before it comes to this season work?
So it's exactly it. So that when they're most fragile, it's the first 48 to 36 hours. So it's when they arrive on the farm, we've got to keep them nice and warm, get the environment right for them to keep them warm, and they've got to try and find their own food. So we look after. We're up 24/7 in shifts, looking after the turkeys when they first arrive on the farm to get them through that first critical page. Basically, they've got to find food and water on their own. And if they don't, you have to pick them up, take them to the water, to hand feed them. Once they've then found that, they're hopefully off and running. So then we keep them within rings under the brooders, so they know where the heat is for the first week. Once they're strong enough, we then take the rings away. They can charge around the shed and they run around all over the place. And then we basically want to develop them as quickly as possible. So as soon as possible, we want to get them outside, free range, running around. So that's about 5 weeks old. So we are then introducing natural light, natural ventilation to the sheds and environment. So basically to promote them to grow feathers, to get them ready to move outside so they can start running around and being turkeys.
Nice. Okay, so it sounds like it's quite an involved process. There's a lot to it, isn't there? And I'm sure you have to, care for them quite a lot. There's watching them and seeing them grow up must be quite sort of rewarding as well, I'd say too. To see them go from little chicks and then because they're all fluffy when they're chicks, aren't they? And they sort of grow feathers at a certain age, don't they? Or
exactly. They're amazingly cute when they first arrive. They are literally like little balls of fluff, and they are. And then you wouldn't believe how 6 weeks later how ugly they are. And then the poor things go literally polar opposites of being cute, super cute to just poor little buggers. Sorry, language. But then I think when they get older and they get more mature, there is a certain kind of majesty to them, because especially when these bronze feathered birds, when they're doing well, they have a lovely shimmer to their feather, which means that they're basically doing really well. So that's what we look for, and that's really rewarding for us as farmers. That means we've done the best possible job we could do. But but always, and there's little stages in it, right? When you're rearing the turkeys, it's when I said there, first let them out of the rings, they start charging around. You can see how excited they are, and then when they start to get their voice as well, they kind of you can hear this cheep 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 cheep, and it's really quiet, but eventually you don't need the doors to be open. You can hear the turkeys cheep 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 cheep, and then our last episode, went and talked to the turkeys when they arrived, all gobbling away, and want to know exactly what they think and got opinions on everything. No, I was saying to Jack earlier, from the last episode when you were down there, and you were out and they were all gobbling in the background. I had so many phone calls the next day of people going, "Wow, that was so interesting. They'd never heard the noise of a real turkey. They'd never heard it before." Yeah. Oh, it was really cool. I just had random people ringing me all Friday, going "Wow," because it was a Thursday. But it was, but no, I'm really proud to show people the process or the life behind their food. It's well looked after. I think you're right. Everyone's got to engage with it and be upfront with it. This is where their food comes from, and I think it's very important that people know that. I agree. We're quite fortunate. Well, fortunately, is the right term, but at the farm we've got a footpath running straight through the middle of it, so people can come and the general public actually help us look after the turkeys. If there's some out, they'll pop in the office and let us know, and then we get the guys go out and go and pick them up.
Okay, yeah. So when they're growing up in their life, then they go through the summer. So I'm guessing they're outside a bit there. They get to eat a bit there. What do they generally eat, or what do you generally feed them?
So it's mostly a wheat-based diet. So it's wheat and protein, and all. It's like a compressed pellet.
Okay.
So, and basically that's called, and we got 8 different rations. They're called during the turkey's life. So they start off on a version that's just a very fine crumb, and then that gets a shortcut, so slightly a smaller version of their normal pellet, and you kind of, as it gets bigger, you change the feed. So it starts off quite high protein because it's when they're first young and they're just getting going, and then as towards the end of when they're growing, it's just basically purely wheat and oats. So it varies through the growing process. So but the mainstay is always kind of wheat. Very low with protein, but then we also introduce oats in it towards the end as well, because oats, the turkeys do really well on oats, and also makes their fat go nice and white, brightens up, makes the skin nice and white as well. So it makes them gets a nice finish on them.
Okay, nice. Okay, so all right, so now you're mid the festive season for the turkey, so obviously they're all being prepared to make it out. They've all been prepared now, or you do it in stages to get them out, and then how do you do the timing there? It must be quite interesting.
Yeah, so timing is really critical. So because we want to get them all the same age, get to the same age at the same time. So my ideal is that I get all the poults arrive on the farm within a couple of days. I don't want them a week later, because I want all the turkey the same age, so the same stage of life all the way through. So all our turkeys now are all the same age. They're fully mature, and this is really important for when you're buying a turkey, because if you buy the right turkey and it's a fully mature one, just like us, it's going to put some little fat layers on it, and it's going to self-baste. So it takes all the worry out of the turkey, but also the longer life means it's going to run around in the paddocks more because it's free range. So that bone marrow is going to produce more red blood cells, pumps around the muscles, and generating more flavour. So that's what's been happening. And then the last couple of weeks when they're alive, so they've the turkeys go through stages of, when we first move them out, they first develop their frame. So that's building a bone structure which is going to hold the meat. And then they start to put on the muscle. So then commercially, turkeys might get slaughtered when they've only just put on a very little amount of muscle. Because even though they're quite a big bone structure, but not much muscle, but they are the right weight for the consumer, or the spec weight. Whereas we don't do that. We let them all grow to their full natural developed size, even though some might be a bit bigger than they should be, some will be a bit smaller. But that's really important because of their age. And one of the questions I think you guys had earlier was about cooking time and resting time, and how I say we can cook our turkeys at a lower temperature. And it's because of the density of the meat, because it's grown so slowly, like an oak. It's just grown slowly, just slowly growing in there. It retains.
Okay, well, I think I'm getting it sort of all broken up there from you now, sorry, Tom, so I'm not sure if you can hear me or not very well. Yeah. So, I can't hear either, so it's all gone a bit funny. So, on that note, I think we'll close the show anyway, but thank you very much for joining us and talking about turkeys here. And here, me too. We'll leave it at that now, and we'll come back a bit. We'll catch you another time, but thank you very much for your update, okay? We'll leave it now, okay? Cheers, mate. Thank you.